Right.
So over to you, Pratap uncle. From now it's yours.
Jai
Yes.
Baba to everybody. Now, Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Before I start, I have something to say about what Baba had said about the closeness of people. During the East-West gathering, there was so many people from Pune Center. In fact, the whole responsibility of carrying out the programs was entrusted to Avatar Mirava Pune Center, and so many volunteers were working on that. Even I was there as a volunteer for some time, and then what had happened is that most of the time during that time we used to be in Guru Prasad and we will be sitting before Baba. So there was a complaint from the secretary, K.K. Ramakrishnan, that Baba, these boys, they don't do any work. They simply come and sit before you. Whereas my volunteers, when they are posted at one place, they will not leave that place unless they are asked to. So they are there. And Baba gave a very beautiful answer. Baba said, these boys who are sitting, I come down to your level, I talk with you, I converse with you, I joke with you, I listen to jokes, then I play cards with you. These people, and they have digested all my actions, taking me to be the highest of the high. Whether all your volunteers will be able to do that, it is every possibility that if they have some preconceptions about avatar and the divine people, then they may misunderstand my actions. So it's better not to ask for such a thing. Let these people, they deserve it. They are very much conversant with all my actions and all my ways. So you need not, I will just insist for bringing more people before me. That is all. So what I was talking is, when Baba was in Guru Prasad, Baba used to be in Guru Prasad. Then Baba will be very casual. He would keep his godhood aside, and he will play many games. He will keep everything so very energetic and so very lively that so all whatever Baba's actions would be there in Guru Prasad, they should never be misunderstood, because Baba's status as highest of the high was always there, is always there. Only for some time he used to come down to our level and play with us. And when we used to play with Baba cards, game of cards, then at times Baba would stop the game and tell the people, all people, that I come down to your level, I play with you, I make jokes with you, but never forget for a moment that I am God in human form. That he used to remind now and then. Now I start with, in Baba's group, in our bhajan group, there were my very close friends. First one was Madhusudan, then Narayan Bandelu, and then Narendra Thadi. Now out of these four, two have gone to Baba, and we two, myself and Narendra, we are still here waiting for our turn. So I would like to tell something about these four people, three people. First one I will tell about Narendra Thadi. We know that Baba used to come in Guru Prasad during the summer months, and it will be very hot in Pune. One cannot move out in the hot sun. In fact, the difference in the climate, difference in climate in between Bombay and Pune. Bombay, one can go out and walk through the sun heat, but here in Pune, it was not absolutely very hot. So one afternoon when we were sitting, now even though it is very hot outside, inside the Guru Prasad with those very tall walls, very large fans, and a beautiful carpet spread over all the area of this girl. It will be quite cool inside, even though it is very hot outside. It will be quite cool inside. But that particular afternoon, it was something different weather, and Baba just opened your topic. It is very hot today. I suspect it may rain today. And then there are different reactions by the people. No, Baba, there won't be any. And some people say, no, there is likely to be rain. And all that discussion was going on. And I just ventured to stand up and tell Baba, Baba, we have one person who is working in meteorological department as an observer. His duty is to make a chart of different changes in the atmosphere, changes in the weather, and put it before the seniors to make an announcement, to make a forecast about this weather. And Baba said, who is that person? So I said, Narendra Thadi. So Narendra Thadi was made to stand up, and Baba is asking him, you work in this department? Yes, Baba. So you know something about this weather? Yes, Baba. So go out and examine the clouds, examine the sky, whether there are any clouds which can bring rains. So this man goes out, this boy goes out, and after 5 minutes he come inside, and Baba is asking him, yes, what is your observation? Narendra says, Baba, it will rain. So Baba makes him sit there. After a few minutes, again Baba tells him, now again go once more outside, again examine the clouds and tell me whether it will rain. Narendra goes out again. He stands there looking at the sky and comes in and tells Baba, yes, Baba, it will rain. After a few minutes, again Baba sends him outside and tells him, now this time you have to carefully examine the clouds and tell me definitely whether it will rain. Narendra, as a obedient boy, he goes out, looks at the sky. After some time, he comes inside and tells Baba, yes, Baba, it will rain. Baba says, Pakka. Pakka means definite. Now, I would request the Westerners to get conversant with some words which are very special words. Pakka. Pakka means definite. So whether it will rain, Pakka. So Narendra says, yes, Baba, Pakka. All right, sit. Then Baba says to him, what time it will rain? That was very embarrassing question to Narendra. It was very difficult to say what time it will rain. But then again he goes out and looks at these clouds and comes in and tells Baba, Baba, it will rain at 5 o'clock. Now Baba says, if you fail in your forecast, then I will cut your head and hang it on the frame of this on the frame of this door. So take care that you give me correct forecast. So he again maintains that Baba, at 5 o'clock it will rain. In fact, he was embarrassed by this question because it's very difficult to say what time it will rain. But then Baba said, Baba said, beautiful statement. Baba said, now you can bluff on this time. You can bluff about the time as you have done. So until this time you have done that, and now you can, about time also you can bluff. But ultimately it came out to be 5 o'clock, it will be raining. And then he was to go for his job, his duty, because they had shift duties. Accordingly, he was preparing to go. But then before that, there was a lot of discussion among people. Inner people, they say that Baba, this forecast of this meteorological department is always incorrect. They never forecast correctly. And then some say that quite senior people, 2-3 people, they were quite senior. They say if they forecasting that they will be rain today, you need not take umbrella with you because there is definitely not going to be rain. And if they say that there won't be any rain, then you have to carry.
Say senior people said that whenever they forecast for rain, there won't be any rain and you need not take the umbrella with you. And if they say there won't be any rain, then you have to take umbrellas with you because it will be always reverse. And Baba is laughing at all these discussions. Then I just ventured to stand up and said, Baba, these boys who are working there as observers, in their lunchtime, they come down just for a cup of tea or for chewing pan. And what they do is, on that footpath, there sits one person who foretells the fortune foreteller, that he sits there. And these boys go to him and ask whether there will be rain. And he will give them forecast. And Baba has a good laugh at this. But narrator gets upset and said, Baba, he's a fool. He doesn't know what is forecast. Anyway, after that, Narendra goes to office, and it was about 4 o'clock. Then 4:15, no sign of any rains. 4:30, no sign of any rains, no clouds, no sign of any rains. 4:45, no sign of any rains. 5 minutes to 5. I'm talking about 5. It was declared at 5 o'clock. 5 minutes to 5, there were no signs, no signs about this rain. And exactly when there were just 1 or 2 minutes left, all of a sudden, the whole sky became dark. Just like a night, it becomes dark. And wind started blowing very fast. And also, there was a flash, very big flash in the sky. And within minutes' time, it started pouring so much that it was just like a so very heavy rains that on the streets, water started flowing on the streets. Then some of the trees were uprooted. Some of the electric poles were bent down. And all that havoc was played by these rains. it exactly came at 5 o'clock, supporting the forecast made by Narendra Thadi. And thereafter, that rain, it quite created damage throughout the city, and thereafter it is stopped. The next time when Narendra came to Guru Prasad, he came with a tight collar like this because he had won this forecast, and everybody is praising what a correct forecast you have made, and Baba is also praising so much, and Naren is really, perhaps he must, he is very simple boy, but perhaps he must be also enjoying what Baba says. Baba is praising him, all the people are praising him, and he must be feeling very happy. But then Baba put another question, rather embarrassing question. Baba said, now your forecast for today, last Sunday, it was very much correct. Now just tell me, after 5 months, there is East-West gathering, whether there will be rains during East-West gathering. Now, there were 5 months still. November, in the month of November, there was East-West gathering. And it was really very difficult to forecast in such an advance. But then Narendra said, Baba, it is not going to rain during East-West gathering because those are not the months for rains. Pune doesn't have a history of having rains in the month of November. So rest assured that there won't be any rain. And to his bad luck, the very first day, there were so very heavy rains during Easter's gathering. The first day itself, it rained for about 45 minutes or 1 hour at the most. But then it shattered the whole arrangement which were made for the East-West gathering. That was about Narendra Thadi. There is another small but very beautiful story about this boy, about this Narendra Thadi, my friend. He, amongst our group, Madhusudan, myself, Narendra, Narayan, amongst this group, Narendra was known for his high-pitched voice. High-pitched voice, whenever there is high-pitch, some stanza of high-pitch, Madhusudan would ask Naren to use his sound for that high pitch voice. And there was one song which has some high pitched tone at some place. The song is like this. This much piece Narendra had to take. Now, very sincere boy he was. I was sitting very close to him, and he closed his eyes, put his head down, and did like this. Now this Baba, I would say, very mature personality. Baba, what he is looking at him and looking at me. Baba asked me by gesture, what is wrong with him? Is there some problem in his stomach? Naren did not know what Baba said. But then I said, no, Baba, that is the piece which he was to take in a high-pitched voice. So such was a small incidents when Baba would create. And one cannot predict as to who will be the object of his fun, of Baba's fun. Nobody can predict that. About Narayan Bandelu, there is one story. He was very forgetful man. He was senior amongst us and very forgetful. So one day there was a discussion about his forgetfulness, and some of our people, Madhusudan, he said that Baba Narayan is so very forgetful that whenever there are rains, he will take his umbrella, he comes to Guru Prasad, and then while going, he will always forget that umbrella at Guru Prasad. And people at Guru Prasad, they have to keep it safe for him to be given next time. Every time it happens like that. So Baba is saying, is it so? Yes, Baba, he is very forgetful. Once he went to bazaar along with his wife on a scooter. His wife was sitting on the back seat and he was driving the scooter. And when he just left his wife there and came back home. And after going home, he said, "Oh, I have left my wife there." In a little time, his wife followed in a auto rickshaw. So that was forgetfulness. And about this forgetting umbrella, I told Baba, when he brings umbrella and while going back, he doesn't remember that there is umbrella on his head until he goes at home, until he goes near his home. He doesn't remember that there is umbrella on his head. When he tries to close it, tries to shut it, then he realizes that there is no umbrella on my head. Baba had a good laugh. Is it so? Is it so? Yes, Baba, he is very forgetful. Then what Baba did is, Baba put his palm on his forehead like this. Thereafter, and he was working as a scientist. He was working as a scientist in a government organization. Now, third friend was Madhusudan. Madhusudan, he had got married, and for some reason or the other, he used to come late. And surprisingly, whenever I come alone, Baba would ask me why Madhusudan has not come with you. In fact, Madhusudan was coming from the city area. He was staying in the city area. I was sitting in the camp area. When we go for lunch, I will go to my house or Thadi's house, which was also in camp area. Madhusudan's house was in city area. So we were staying far apart. But even then, Baba would ask, whenever I go there, Baba will ask why Madhusudan has not come. And when Madhusudan goes himself, Baba would ask why Pratap has not come. Then we have to tell him, Baba, he stays quite away from us. And said, Baba would say, yes. So there was a time when Madhusudan used to come very late. One day he was very, very late. In fact, it was about to close. Baba was about to retire, but then still there was little time, and everybody was just looking for Madhusudan to enter, and waiting very eagerly for Madhusudan. What used to happen that there used to be in the veranda, most probably there used to be Aloba standing there. Anybody entering the gate, Aloba will straight away enter the Mandali hall and shout out the name, Madhusudan, that's all, and go back to his duty there on the veranda. If he sees Pratap entering a compound, he simply, without any expression on the face, he will come inside and say, Pratap, that's all. And again resume his duty. If it is a Narendra, he will come inside and said, Narendra Thade, then he will go and again resume his duty. There was a peculiar action that Aloba used to have. Now that day, Aloba announced that Madhusudan is coming. And Madhusudan came inside. But when before coming, what Baba said, as soon as Madhusudan enters the Mandali hall, everybody has to abuse him with a very bad word, very, very bad word. And not only abuse him, but with finger like this. Now I use another, just to give an idea, I will use another word. You fool! That sort of action one has to do. But that word will be very vulgar, very bad word. And this man, Madhusudan, as soon as he enters, everybody in a chorus, he utters that word with fingers like this. And he gets puzzled, what is happening? And when Baba asked him, what has happened? Why you are late, so late? And he gave some excuse. And Baba said, you, every time you are giving some false excuses. I do not know what Baba has achieved through that, asking everybody to use that bad word towards abusing word. But then he had his own purpose, we cannot understand. Another time, Madhusudan came late. And he came late, and same way, Baba, everybody was waiting for him, but he came late. And his face was a little put down, and Baba asked him, what is wrong with you? Why you are late? And he says, Baba, I have some tumor in my, under my pit. And that is, so sort of a swelling is there. And that is paining very much. So Baba took it very lightly. Baba said, so what? Why you are worrying so much? Come, get up and come. Baba makes him stand up, and Baba asks him to hang himself on with his hand or with a grip on the frame of the door, and do pull up. You know what is pull-ups? Just to lift your body up to this air and then again release the body. That pull-ups he asked him to do. And Baba said that is the only medicine for this. That is the only remedy for this. And Baba asked him to do that. After this, only two he could manage to do, because it's very difficult. Only two he could manage, and he came and sat by my side and say just murmured in my ear, I was fooled to tell this gentleman my problem. I was fooled to tell my problem to this gentleman. He has made me to do this exercise which I have not done in my life. And he wanted me to undergo this difficult exercise. These are some very funny incidences with so many people. Everybody, as I told you, it was unpredictable. Baba will make somebody his own target for making some fun. Now, we know that Baba used to play cards with us. There would be about, at times, 15 people, 20 people. All the people who can play, they would join in playing these cards. It's a peculiar game. Baba used to call it La Risque. La Risque. Some other language, it's not, maybe French language, La Risque, means taking risk. And depending upon the number of people, everybody now in total there are 52 cards. So everybody will give at least 2 cards, 3 cards, and then Baba would call the trump, and the sitting arrangement will be Baba will be sitting on the cushion chair. Then next to him will be opposite team. Next to him again Baba's party member. Then opposite member. Then Baba member. Like that, alternatively there will be people sitting around Baba. So on Baba's both sides there will be members of the opposite team. We always used to sit in the opposite. Why, I tell you afterwards. But then Baba would invariably take a chance to call a trump, and every time he calls a trump, his party will win. And in a chorus, all these mischievous people from Bombay and some people from Pune, senior people from Pune, they will be sitting on Baba's side and they will shout out in chorus, "Come on, Giso!" Giso means rub your noses. Then we have to bend down, rub our noses on the floor. We were getting lot of opportunities to rub our noses in front of Baba. And that's why we prefer to sit on the opposite side, because opposite side used to lose many times, most of the time. This used to be the usual game. Now, once it so happened that I was distributing card, this particular instance had happened in the case of one Bombay Baba lover, Jimmy Khan also. This time I was distributing a card, and the first card was to be distributed to Baba. And in fact, according to the number of the people sitting in the game, only 2 cards were to be distributed to each one. So I gave 2 cards to Baba. And as I was going ahead to distribute to other people, Baba stopped me and asked me, "Have you taken bath in the morning?" I immediately couldn't make out what must have happened. I just said, Baba, give me back your cards. I will give you another cards. Why? No. I will set drum on the very cards. They are the lowest cards I had given to Baba. You see, after shuffling, whatever has come to Baba's lot, they were 2 lowest cards of 2 colors. And with that, Baba said, I will call out trump. Now, this game of cards, that used to be a very lot of cheating, showing cards, giving indications of having. Now, if Baba's party members are having high cards, they will give some indication, and Baba would know that my party man has highest cards. So he will call out for trump, and they will win every time. They will win. This cheating will make every time Baba's party to win. And another way of cheating was chutki, tichki. Tichki means, now this is a card that you have to hit like that with your nail. That gives a sound like tichki, tich. So that is called tichki. And that tichki, when somebody of Baba's party has high cards, he will sound that tichki, and Baba will come to know that yes, my man has got high cards. That Tichki was very famous word in during that game. But then certain times Baba would say that now there should not be any cheating, there should not be any Tichki. It will be all very serious game. Only at such time, now whoever is having big cards, he will only be able to say Trump. And that is the only chance when the opposite party members would win the game. Otherwise, all the cheating game, Baba's party will win every time. And adding to this fun, there was one person by name Jal Idol. Jal Idol was a typical Parsi gentleman, very thin, very short, and he was such a simple man, a very lovable person, very simple man. His voice was very feeble voice, and he was in fact a nuisance-less person, persons of no nuisance. He will stand in a remote corner with his folded hands like this, looking at Baba, continuously looking at Baba. And he will contract himself so much, try to occupy the shortest place, the minimum place he could occupy, that he will try to do, and stand there very politely. And Baba would appoint him to keep score. Such a person was asked to keep score. Now, he was such a simple person. Abruptly, Baba would ask after some games, Baba would say, "What is the score?" Say, everybody will call out, "What is the score? Ajal, what is the score?" And that Jal, he would tell the score, whatever comes to his mouth, whatever comes to his mouth. Now, the method of keeping the score is, supposing Baba's party has won 6 games and the opposite party has come only 1 game, so score will be 6-1. And at times, if other party, if opposite party wins 2 games, then score will be 6-2, 6-3, 7-4, like that. But this scoring person, this person who was calling out the score, he will abruptly say any figure which is coming in his mouth. At times it will be 7-4. The next time it will be 3-6. A very random score that will come to his mouth, and he will call out. And people will check, what score you are telling? It is wrong. No, it's correct. What he says is correct. Such a negligible personality, such a negligible person. He was really, perhaps in whole Guru Prasad, he would speak only with me. I had a good friendship with that person, and I liked to talk with him, but he would not talk with anybody, even not with Baba. This very person, it's a beautiful story about this person. In 1955 Savas, people are standing in queue to meet with Baba, to garland him, and along with so many people, they are standing in a queue. That is 1955 Savas. They are standing, people have bought big garlands. They are garlanding Baba with big garlands, and Baba is accepting their garlands. Baba is accepting their salutations and all that. And this man comes before Baba with a very thin, very cheap looking garland. And he comes forward. Baba looks at him. Baba takes that garland and he himself puts on his around his neck. And what Baba says to him, whenever I see you, I feel very happy. Whenever I see you, I feel very happy. What a great honor Baba had given this very, very person who could not be noticed by other people. This God man says that I feel very happy. What a fortune that person had to make the God man happy. It was really a great honor that Baba had given him, saying that I feel very happy when I see you. So such were the incidents when during Guru's Prasad time. Now, whenever Baba used to listen to jokes, and Jal, Baba's younger brother, he was expert in telling jokes. From somewhere he will collect jokes and tell before Baba, and he will make Baba laugh, and that would, in fact, a lot of relief from Baba's world duty, Baba's work, universal work. It was a great relief for Baba. But then Jal would always bring something or the other. There were other people also who used to tell Baba some jokes. But then Jal was expert in that. Some of the jokes he has told Baba. During those times, there were two types of jokes. Two types. One type is usual jokes. Another time they used to call it as non-vegetarian joke. Non-vegetarian joke. Non-vegetarian joke is such joke which is a little bit vulgar. They used to be vulgar jokes, but there was no vulgarity in either telling those jokes or listening to jokes. There was no vulgarity. They were vulgar jokes, but no vulgarity in while telling and listening to the jokes. In the early years, Baba would ask me whenever we are sitting there in front of Baba and any joke has been brought by Jal, Baba would ask what type of joke it is. Now Jal will tell Baba this is not vegetarian joke. Baba would ask me to to go out and sit out for some time, and after the joke is over, then he will again call me inside. Usually it used to happen like that. Baba never wanted me to listen to the vulgar jokes. Once it so happened that a joke was to be said by Jal, and Baba asked me to get out. So I got up and I went out, and somebody brought to Baba's notice that now Baba Pratap is qualified to listen to vulgar jokes because he is married now. So Baba said, oh yes, he is married now. Call him again, call him inside. But then by that time the joke was already over. So that used to be very funny time with Baba, very funny time with Baba. Some of the jokes which Jal had said, I will just narrate those jokes. There was one military officer, very high ranking officer, and he had one servant who was a Gorkha. Gorkha means from the hilly area. There is a community, they are called Gorkha. They are very much used for keeping guards. So this boy was always with the officer, keeping guard very close to him. And he, of course, he was not supposed to know English. And by some means, they used to converse with each other, and they were understanding each other. Now, it so happened that the officer fell ill, and he had constipation. And this Gorkha, this boy goes to the doctor. Now, how to express? What he says is, big chief, no shit. Big chief, no shit. So that doctor, he understood. He gave some mixture, some powder to be mixed with hot water. He explained to him and gave that medicine to him. And that Gorkha comes and gives that medicine to the officer. Thereafter, the next day, the Gorkha comes again. And doctors ask, what is the problem now? What has happened? Big chief, no shit. Again say, big chief, no shit. Oh. Then he gives a stronger medicine, little strong medicine, and tells him, now you give this to your officer. That Gorkha goes back and gives that medicine to the officer. Third day also he says that, he comes and says that, big chief, no shit. And the doctor was a bit fed up. And what he does is he gives Jamal Gota. Jamal Gota is very strong medicine, so very strong purgative. I do not know what is called in English, but some herbal medicine, Jamal Gota. For the Westerners, they may make by heart the Jamal Gota. It's very famous medicine in India. It may be there, but this name must be something different. So Jamal Gota, he gives Jamal Gota, and he goes, that Gorkha goes, and the fourth day when he comes, what he says, what the doctor says, what has happened now? Big shit, no chief. Big shit, no chief. The chief, because of the chief died. And the Gorkha says, big shit. He had big shit, but he was nowhere there. He died. And Baba had a hearty laugh at this joke. When another joke was there, which was especially for the ladies, I would request the ladies not to experiment this joke on their husbands, on their poor husbands. He was also a military officer, very strict. He was such a strict person. Once he enters the office, everybody will be sitting at their places and putting their heads down, looking at their work and all that. But this very strict officer in his office, a terror, I would say terror in his office. He was like a cat before his wife. His wife was such that in her life, after her marriage, in her life, she has never smiled, never leave aside laughing, but she has never smiled also. And the officer used to take try from various angles to make her laugh, make her smile. But she was always very stern, not very determined not to smile also. And once it so happened that when she gets up in the morning, when the officer gets up in the morning, he felt that his wife had smiled at him, and he was so very happy, overjoyed. He took out his motorbike, went to the bazaar, purchased so many things of her choice, and brought them all that and placed before her all the things of her liking. And she very sternly said, "What is all this nonsense? Why for all this?" He said, "Darling, I am very, very happy today." "Why for? Did not you smile at me in the morning? Early in the morning, we got up, you smiled at me, and just a smile has made me so very happy." And she said, "Nonsense. Who said I was smiling? I was relaxing the muscles of my face. I was relaxing the muscles of my face." So this is another joke which Jal had told to Baba. One joke I had told Baba. One joke which I had told to Baba.
No, we have a lot of time. Don't worry. We have time. We have time. We have a lot of time. We
So
have time.
this joke was that once God Vishnu sitting in the heavens, he thought of coming down to the world and look at his subjects, whether they are happy and how they are doing. And he comes down. His wife, Lakshmi, she says, "No, don't go. It's no use going there. You can know from here also. Why you want to go personally?" "No, I would like to go personally and see." So he comes down, and he's just roaming about here and there in the Bandra area. Bandra area is very famous for the Bollywood. It said, as in America it is a Hollywood, there it is a Bollywood. That Bollywood area, he is roaming about here and there, and at one place he finds that so many people are sitting in a anxiety, putting their heads down in a anxiety. They were sitting all, and he goes there and said, why you people are sitting like this? What is the problem with you?" And they say that, "Why you want to bother us? You have to get away from here. What help you can do to us?" He said, "No, I can help you. I can help you. Just tell me your problem." And they said that in the morning, the person who was acting as God, he fell sick, and now we don't have any person to act as a God. So that is why all our money will go waste. We have already paid advances. So God says that I am God. I can work. I can act as God. You can act as a God. Who are you? I am God. I will act as a God. All right, you may be anybody, but if you are able to act as a God, we will be very happy. And then role was explained to him. There was the heroine of that picture. She requests that God to bless her with children, and the God gives a boon, Ashtaputra Bhagyavati Bhav. Now the Indians may understand this thing. He blesses with eight boys, eight male children. And when the scene was explained to him, and he acted so perfectly well, but then there was some technical flaw, due to which there was to be retake was to be taken, and retake was taken. The same scene she is praying to God for a child, and God gives a blessing that He blesses with Ashtaputra Saubhagyavati Bhava. Ashtaputra, Putra means son. Ashta means 8 sons. Now thereafter, the scene was okayed, and everybody goes home. She also goes away. God also goes away, and the next morning he comes again to that place, and he finds that the whole team is again in anxiety. They are again sitting with their heads down, and he goes there inside. And what has happened today? Yesterday I solved your problem. What is the problem today you are facing? Today's problem is very serious problem. What is that problem? Our heroine is admitted to the hospital, and she has given birth to 16 boys. 16 boys. That blessing, the boon has come true, and she has given birth to 16 boys. Baba had a hearty laugh at this joke. So these were the incidents, very, very happy incidents in Guru Prasad. They are unforgettable incidents. We always miss so many such incidents that had happened in Guru Prasad. There are still so many like this. Very small incidents, but very enjoyable incidents. Going to be 10 o'clock now. So I will tell some more stories next time. I hope you have enjoyed that.
Pratapji, the only question we have is, do you have more such beautiful stories, funny stories of Baba?
Yes. Yeah,
thank
you so
much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, me.
Yes.
It's my pleasure. In fact, I am also revived with these memories, sweet memories of Meher Baba's time. They are very sweet memories. That is why it is said always that more than realization, to spend time with Avatar is more pleasurable.
No doubt.
Erech also used to say that I would like to come back with Avatar, because to be with Avatar and enjoy his Leela is something very great.
I think the intimate details you gave are just beautiful. So if you can recall any such moments, please do share with everybody when you get a chance. Jai Baba.
I said we enjoyed your jokes. They were really funny. Let's have some more next time. They're really hilarious.
And Baba would also create jokes certain times. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Pratap, for making time and sharing this beautiful treasure. We are really indebted for you for doing this, and I know it's a lot of effort you take to prepare and share with us. So we are really thankful, and thank you from all of us. Thank you, Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki
Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba
Jai.
ki jai.